What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about Wolverine issue number 3. But if you haven't seen my last videos on this series, they're all on the channel. Go check them out so you are not lost in the sauce. But if you have been keeping up, then you'd probably know that the last issue, issue number 2, is one that, I didn't really like, which confused the hell out of me because I love Benjamin Percy. I was first introduced to him through Wolverine: The Long Hunt, and I just overall like the way that he writes Wolverine, and I really like what he's been doing with X-Force. But this issue really disinterested me. Like, I just felt like it was more of a Marauders book and not a Wolverine book. But rather than dipping out from this series, I remain the ride or die that I am for all writers that I like, and I stuck with it, and I got issue number 3. And I gotta say, guys, I'm really glad I did. Total redemption in my mind and in my heart. So let's get right into it. So we start off with Wolverine with Magneto on some Krakoan bar. They're getting shit-faced. Magneto's the one who's getting more so shit-faced because Wolverine is a pro in this department. Adam Kubert even drew little Sentinel mugs for them to drink out of, which is just such a lovely little touch, right? And Magneto's actually a pretty funny drunk. Like, I don't know if he's ever been like Blitz in any other or previous X-Men comic before. I've never seen him super like drunk or whatever and kind of foolish. Honestly, this doesn't seem like something Magneto would do. I feel like Magneto would be smarter than to like get completely like blacked out, but he does. But this was also Wolverine could swipe Magneto's helmet. If you know anything about why Magneto wears the helmet, is to protect him from psionic attacks, telepaths, dangerous stuff like people getting into his head. So Wolverine swipes the helmet and dips out, and we get some exposition of what's going on. And it's important to know that everything that's happening right now is the previous day to the events that happened in the last issue. So where we left off with Wolverine in the last issue, where he's on the cargo ship and he just got mind controlled to kill Agent Bannister and drive the Pale Girl with the cargo ship full of the Krakoan petals, this is the day before that. Just to preface that, because that's important. We see little panels of Wolverine on the cargo ship with the Pale Girl driving somewhere that we don't know just yet. It's kind of expository. He has lived a long life and he's never been one to think about a better future or hope for a better future, plan things out, to actually think. He's been one to go off his gut. He's claws first. That's Wolverine. But now that he is trying to be the type of guy that wants a better future, he had to make a plan. And we see that something's going on. Wolverine isn't just, mind controlled on that cargo ship. Something is going on. He turns. We find out that Wolverine had a plan, and in this day before, he's trying to persuade Kid Omega's conceited ass to join his plan, and also the members of the Marauders from the previous Wolverine issue number 2, the ones like Bishop, Storm, Iceman, I think Pyro as well, those guys who got mind controlled by her to join Wolverine in this plan. And we also get some kind of exposition as well, those full pages that Jonathan Hickman is just famous for now. A lot of people get annoyed with, and I'm really starting to get annoyed with, but there is some good exposition in here. And to summarize that, so you guys don't have to read it all, basically, if you get bored and you don't want to read those, you can just come here. First one, at least, whenever Professor X puts on Cerebro, he can't see anything that's going on in Russia. Like, it's like blank, so that's very weird. And also in this exposition, he states that the Pale Girl reminds him of Jean, like a power, like I guess as great as Jean, but other, like not mutant, or maybe it is. He's really just not sure. And I believe there's another one about Russia, and basically Russia was one of the nations that didn't recognize Krakoa as a nation, doesn't recognize its sovereignty. Obviously, they weren't legally going to get any Krakoan petals, and they're also kind of implying that even the mutants of Russia have a stronger allegiance to Russia than to mutant kind. I thought that was pretty interesting, kind of funny too. If I'm going to be honest, that's pretty crazy. I guess Russia has their own team of mutants. They're getting their own Russian X-Men, basically, which should be crazy to see. Wolverine gets the team together. There was a whole Trojan horse plan already planned out in the last issue. So basically, we found out all those Marauders who were wronged by the Pale Girl were actually in the cargo ship, unbeknownst to Bannister, in a compartment with like psionic dampeners, so the Pale Girl couldn't like sense them. Wolverine, the Wolverine that we saw on the cargo ship that killed Agent Bannister and was driving the Pale Girl, is actually Kid Omega disguised as Wolverine, and it's basically like a gotcha bitch moment for Kid Omega. And then he, in his hubris, gets shot in the head, which is, what he deserves. And it would be impactful if all the citizens versions of Krakoa weren't virtually immortal, but that's just a little nitpick. That's just a little nitpick. Don't worry about that, guys. Anyway, that's when all the fighting ensues. And even before that, we get this pretty cool page of like the Marauders with Wolverine in the center wearing Magneto's helmet. Wolverine looks badass, and I think anybody looks badass in Magneto's helmet. And this is a pretty ingenious plan by Wolverine. They're gonna need him to start making more plans in the future, because he really concocted this plan to trick the Pale Girl into believing that Kid Omega was Wolverine with all the other mutants in the cargo ship as well, unbeknownst to her, so that she would take them to where they were storing the Krakoan petals, this like Russian crazy ocean base. They went to like almost the root of the problem, which is pretty damn good. Like, you could have stopped her maybe on the cargo ship, like attacked her there, but no, they waited, which is an amazing plan by Wolverine. And basically the issue ends with them saving Bannister, them destroying that specific base, but there's like a huge like iceberg size base, and a bottom compartment goes, and the Pale Girl gets away basically, which sucks. But the issue ends also with Bannister and Logan actually kind of having friendship almost, and I really like what Bannister says to Wolverine in those last few panels. And we also see Bannister's daughter is recovering. She got the Krakoan petals that she needed, and she's growing her hair back, so everything's good with him in his neck of the woods. But basically he tells Wolverine, you're always trying to tell yourself that you're the bad guy, and that's getting in the way of you being a good guy, basically, if I'm remembering correctly, which I really liked. Like, sometimes you just gotta let yourself have it. Don't always think you're a piece of shit, basically. And that's pretty much the whole issue, guys. I really liked this issue. It was total redemption. There was also like parts in the final battle of the issue where Wolverine is kind of getting a little bit deeper. We're kind of getting a little bit more into like how Wolverine feels. Wolverine is very hard on himself, but he's learning, I guess, to forgive himself. There's parts where he's saying like these people like Bishop and Storm, they care about what he can be and not Wolverine's past, all the bad stuff that he's ever done. They're in a way fixing him, fixing all the broken parts of him, which is very sweet when you think about it. I really like that for Wolverine. Basically that's the issue, and it's, you know, a little tease like Vampire Nation next, which was like from the first issue. Dracula is in the first issue of this Wolverine 2020. Wolverine shares some kind of similar blood to vampires. Dracula got a bunch of Wolverine's blood, and Wolverine's blood allows Dracula to be out in sunlight, which, if you know anything about vampires, Vampires 101, they don't go into sunlight or they explode or bad stuff happens. I'm really excited for that. This was like a really great issue, great art, great coloring. The panel with Juggernaut, just awesome coloring. I also like how Juggernaut is punching Wolverine in the panel where it says that Wolverine follows his gut, right in the gut. I see what you did there. I'm gonna keep on writing for this particular series. I love Wolverine. I hope you guys love Wolverine. I hope that's why you're watching this video. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you read the book, let me know what you think about it, where you think things are going. Let me know if you picked up on something that I didn't. If I missed out on anything, please let me know. That's pretty much it. If you like the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want, subscribe. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.